Okay, so in a real quick video, I kind of want to show you the basics of using Rocketbook. And of course, if you pursue this and you want more detail, you're welcome to contact me or, just try it out for yourself. So first off, you'll need to download the app. From what I've read up on, the app is primarily made for cell phones. Won't work on computers, and there's a few Chromebooks listed, but it's a very small list of Chromebooks that will work with this app. So primarily, you want to make sure the kids are going to be doing this on a phone or a tablet. Tablets usually work too, but just regular computers, laptops doesn't quite work with this. So what you'll first do is you'll download an app called Rocketbook. The icon looks like this guy right here. It's just this little rocket-shaped symbol kind of shooting upwards, green background. I know it's a little hard to see on my camera, but you download that. Now, once you do, when you open it up, you set up an account and you start setting things up here. And we'll get into all that in just a sec. But for now, just so you know, the app is free. So that's partly why I like this. Nothing to pay for. Then you'll want to print out some pages. Again, for free, nothing to purchase. Just they've made the pages available, which is really nice of them. And what I did is I went to this site, which I'll list in the slideshow, where there's a collection of their own pre-made pages. So here's some of the ones that probably one of the more popular ones, Dot Grid, which I really like. It has this fine, it looks a lot like this. The dots are hardly noticeable, but it allows you to kind of have something to refer to when you're trying to keep nice straight lines when you're writing stuff. But it's just this dot grid across the page, you can barely see it. There's lined paper for just typical writing, graph paper for math and science or whatever you might need that for. They even have music sheets, goal agreements, and then there's this other page that says see all free Rocketbook pages, and if you go there, there's even more. So if I click on that, you get a whole assortment of free pages that can be downloaded and printed. So right here, coloring pages and others. All right, so then as I said, the other thing I really like about this, the reason why I chose it is because you can take any of these pages and you can just customize it to what you need. So for example, what I did was I took this one. This is one of their pre-done ones with the graph paper. And what I did is I put this on my computer. I basically put a big white rectangle over the graph so it wouldn't show up anymore so I could get a blank page. And so in this blank page, I can just add in anything I want. So I thought I'd run through that real quick. Now, please keep in mind, I would probably do this differently, but I thought of what would be the most easily accessible for teachers, and also the fact that I'm working off an unfamiliar computer. I'm working off a PC, and because my Mac, which I'm more comfortable with, crapped out on me just recently, so I'm working with this. So this might be a somewhat clunky way to go about it, and there are other ways to do this. So I just opened up a Word document. There's probably a better way to do this, but I figure everyone's got Microsoft Word on their computer or something of the equivalent. And so then what I did was I went to their website and I downloaded one of the pages. In this case, the Rocketbook graph paper. And again, there are multiple ways to do this. What I like to do is I just like to take screenshots. And so what I did was I used, in this case, the snipping tool on a PC. There's other quick key commands on other PCs, but essentially it just makes a copy of what's on the screen. So in fact, I'll do it over here. So I'll bring up the snipping tool, and then I'll select what I want to snip from the screen. And what you want to do is you want to select all the way out to the black box that you see here. If you did something like this and you're inside that black box, that's no good. This black frame is what allows the app to recognize what area you want to scan. All right, and then I'm just going to copy this, close that out, go back to my Word document, paste it in. And then in this case, I'm going to rotate it. I set this up document rather than letter format so it would all fit on the screen, but it doesn't really matter. And then you play around with it a little bit, resize it, get it the way you want it, probably make it fit the whole thing. I'm going to make this so it doesn't stick to the borders here. So I can just move it and just make it as large as possible. There we go. And so now I've got an editable version of this. Their versions are PDFs, so if you download it and you try to manipulate it, it's a little bit more difficult, but you can do something like this. And like I said, this is a very clunky way to go around it, but there's more efficient ways if you've ever edited documents, and I'm sure you'll find the way that works best for you and your computer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to insert a shape over it. I'm just going to put a big rectangle over it, and I'm just going to make that rectangle all white. So now I've just got a blank Rocketbook page, and everything will still work fine. All these different location options will work. The scan code will work. And so now I can make it whatever I want. And so ahead of time, I just kind of went to another place and I pulled up a graphic organizer. And what I would do is I would just do the same thing, just however you do it. I would just take your graphic organizer, select what you want to copy it, and then go back to your Word document and paste it in. So then I can position that, stretch it to size, something like that. Okay, and then I can just print this out. And so this is, again, one of the reasons why I really like Rocketbook is that they're really nice to offer these free pages and that they've made it so these pages are customizable. And so this would get scanned in. I could see the student's actual handwriting and actual work, and it wouldn't be just a picture taken off a webcam. All right. So that's, like I said, a somewhat clunky way to go about this, but it just goes to show you that the pages are customizable and you can make them suit your needs. All right.